The Rock has coronary artery disease. This is a video by Greg Doucette.
Valve.
In the artery, yeah.
It's not looking good. He needs to come off steroids. Somebody comes into the hospital with shortness of breath. Oh, I'm experiencing pain down my left arm. Shortness of breath. Okay, let's start by doing a rectal exam. Bend over. Damn! Is that really what you want to do when the bro is complaining of what symptoms of a heart attack? And so why are we doing every other...
So for those of you who don't know, The Rock has been lying about his steroid use for his entire career. And maybe this has something to do with it. Potential health complications.
Test other than actually treating what he has. Coach Greg, in today's video, The Rock has coronary artery disease. Now, The Rock has come out in a video and he goes over this. He explains this.
Is there anyone in here that genuinely thought The Rock was a natty? You'd be surprised. No one in here for sure, but a lot of normies just take what celebrities say at face value. They don't even know what steroids are capable of doing to the human body.
But he refuses to accept it. How many years have I been saying The Rock needs to come off steroids? And is it possible The Rock's 100% natural? And I have made a shirt to say the exact odds of this. Unfortunately, he seems to be following in his footsteps. And so he made a video with Dr. Mark Hyman. And so is he in fact still a virgin? Has he ever in fact had sexual relations with that woman, Monica Lewinsky? Perhaps he has, I don't know. What I do know is he's a yes man. Perhaps I would like to call him a simp. A simp for The Rock. Because he literally...
Many such cases. I don't know what it is about The Rock. Maybe it's because he's just wholesome chungus and family friendly. But people don't think that he's capable of lying for his career. His interview with Joe Rogan is an example of exactly what I'm talking about. He has a iron grip on his PR image. He's like the most astroturfed, clean celebrity.
Stood there and talked to The Rock to his face, and he didn't address the elephant in the room. If you suffer from coronary artery disease, and you have the narrowing of an artery, and you could suffer from a heart attack, a stroke, should you be abusing performance-enhancing drugs? Should you not even address this? Should we not even talk about this? Now, consider this. His dad, he talks about it. It's the start of the video. Oh.
Joe Rogan interview was a psyop? I agree.
He had aches and pains. He refused to treat it. He refused to do anything. What happened? He ended up with cancer, and he died in his 40s. And so, what do you think is going to happen to The Rock? Now, remember,
he's a Hollywood actor. What did we expect? Not only is he a Hollywood actor, I'm pretty sure he maintained the status of the highest paid actor in the world for a couple years.
This is not something I want to be right about. I don't want to be right when The Rock doesn't make it to the age of 60. I don't want to be right about anything. I want The Rock to live longer than last time. But if you abuse performance-enhancing drugs to the extent of this, especially after you have coronary artery disease, it's not going to end well.
There was what looked to be...
Dr. Hyman. Talk about nominative determinism in action.
It looked to be some stuff inside the...
Like a buildup of
like
what
a
they
build
thought was
up,
plaque.
what they thought was plaque
yeah.
in the circumflex valve.
In the artery, yeah.
Bro is a living heart attack.
I swear this is not me schizoing, but The Rock does something where he pantomimes the person that he's talking to as like this guru-adjacent conversational edge, or almost like neuro-linguistic programming, or the practice of saying somebody's name a lot to like garner rapport.
He's a survivor. He's lucky to be alive, and he does the dye test. It shows a narrowing of his left circumflex. The doctor knows this. He's seen it. And so he's doing bullshit tests like a stool test for gut microbiome. You have a dye test showing the narrowing of the arteries, and you're ordering a stool test. Oh, let's do an MRI. Let's scan the entire body. We already know what he's got.
Bro was in Fast 5 and sweating on every single scene for no reason.
It's not looking good. He needs to come off steroids. Why don't we do exactly what needs to be done? Somebody comes into the hospital with shortness of breath. Oh, I'm experiencing pain down my left arm.
Bro's already set for 10 lifetimes. Why does he keep this up? I don't know. There's some sort of psychosis that keeps people doing exactly what they've always done. And they continue to step on the gas. There's never like a thought of, why don't I just retire into the sunset?
Shortness of breath. Okay, let's start by doing a rectal exam. Bend over. Damn! Is that really what you want to do when the bro is complaining of what symptoms of a heart attack? And so why are we doing every other test other than...
The Rock is low-hanging fruit compared to the defense of fake natties. Yeah, welcome to the slop trenches.
actually treating what he has?
I got this gut issue. And he's like, what's going on? I said, I've seen doctors and I can't quite nail it. I can't quite fix it. It's in my digestion.
I've seen the doctors. I can't quite fix it. Let's go from one doctor to the next and see. It's got to be my digestion. It's something I ate. It's my gut microbiome. You've got the dye test. You already know what it is. Is it possible he also has irritable bowel, that he has diarrhea and so on? Sure. But that's not going to
The Rock is poop maxing. The doctors checked out The Rock's pebbles.
end him. Why don't we focus on the main problem first? This makes no sense. The Rock needs to take this seriously, but like anyone else, most people, he's living in denial. I don't want to face up.
Dude, look at that head. You see the veins glistening on that chrome dome? That's power right there.
I don't want to face up to this. Let's do everything possible to mitigate these circumstances, but not say, hey, you know what? I can't do what I've been doing. I can't always look like The Rock. We've seen other WWE superstars go about this.
Dude, The Rock looks like Malphite.
Remember Batista? He looks significantly smaller. And why do you think that is? He's no longer abusing performance-enhancing drugs. What about Triple H? He literally suffered from the Widowmaker.
I feel great, and that's the odd thing, but
Yeah.
I just can't crack it.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine. His name is Dr. Mark Hyman.
And so he came to him with gut issues. He's gone to several doctors. He just can't figure it out. Something to do with his digestion.
Rogan prides himself with his raw, long-form interviews where people can't hide who they are, yet his interview with The Rock was so flaccid. There was probably some sort of agreement beforehand.
And you had said very succinctly, you had said, I'm not going to treat your symptoms. I'm going to go deeper than that. And I'm going
Like, The Rock is a PR puppet. There's no way he would take an interview without the ground rules being set first.
to treat the root cause of what's going on.
And so he said, look, I'm going to treat the root cause of what's going on. Functional medicine. Is he a quack? Is he legit? Well, let's see what he did.
What we found was, rather than just sort of like giving you symptomatic treatment, we dug into the why. And we found out that you had taken an antibiotic for something you had.
2.
I had the same exact thing. I was on several courses of antibiotics. I had pneumonia, bronchitis, and so on. Perhaps you all remember this. And it, in fact, affected my gut. I ended up with candida. I was shitting harder than last time, or actually softer, much softer, and a lot of it. And so I also had gut issues. Yay.
Gotta eat your yogurt. You need to be probiotic maxing.
He solved his gut issues. This is fantastic. But
Maybe he was shitting his brains out because he eats 50 stacks of pancakes smothered in maple syrup and butter.
what about the heart? Now, if you had to pick between heart issues and gut issues, hey, let me shit myself every single day.
I was never a medication guy. Like I wasn't taking any kind of medications or anything like that. And even now, as it
Or maybe the roids.
relates to my heart,
And so he isn't on any medications whatsoever.
Dude, what do you mean, bro? He's natural.
He's 100% natural. I'm sure he's not on testosterone or anything like that. And so he's not on any meds. But let's examine.
Yeah, what about the psyop that he discovers Five Guys every month? It's my first time having Five Guys.
The heart.
okay, where's the colonoscopy line?
Like, it's such a weird thing to lie about. It makes me not trust you at all. For context, The Rock will post on Instagram multiple times a year about how he's having Five Guys for the first time.
Let's do that. And
All right.
hey, here's the cardiovascular workup. And let's look at the heart and let's look at all the valves and things like that.
He speaks about they looked at the valves and so on. What he's talking about is he's saying they looked at his coronary arteries.
Everything
No, it's not Five Guys, it's In-N-Out Burger.
look great. And then there was what looked to be some stuff inside the
Like a buildup of
like
what
a
they thought was
buildup,
plaque.
what they thought
And
was
they-
plaque in the circumflex valve.
Everything was great, and then suddenly it wasn't. A buildup of some plaque. And so there was a narrowing.
Him eating fast food and acting like he never does is a binge eating disorder. Yeah, I mean, I would agree. He's got some weird orthorexia going on.
Of the left circumflex vessel of the heart. And so there's some plaque. He doesn't specify exactly how much. I wish I would know. If there was perhaps 90% or more, it would literally be a heart attack. And in that case, they would need to stent him. And I'm certain they would have spoken about this in this video. And so we don't know, but we have to assume it's.
I knew a kid in high school who joined our friend group that always swore he came from Snowboard High School. It was such a weird fucking stupid lie, I always hated him. Yeah, compulsive liars are a strange bunch. It's like, why are you lying about that?
less than 90%, but perhaps it's getting close. Close to a heart attack.
I always hear the main two.
Yeah.
That's what you hear.
Yeah.
But for those listening, like me, I was unaware that we also have a really important one that goes around the back, the circumflex.
And so he was assuming there's only arteries left and right, but there's certainly front and back, lateral, and so on. And so one of them was starting to get blocked.
Well, let's get you on this medication. It's a multi-month medication, and here we go. And I thought, God. And I was so hesitant because I wasn't taking a medication. So then I called you.
And so they said, you know what? Based on what we're seeing, you should be taking this medication. It's important. It's an emergency. You need
Trent, HGH. What's the medication?
to start it. And he's thinking, well, I'm on any medications. I take nothing. And so I'm hesitant to take these medications because after all, I'm the Rock. I don't take anything except perhaps Zoa Energy.
I said, Doc, listen, here's what I got. I'm not indicting anybody. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but what do you think?
And so rather than taking the medication that the doctor suggested he takes, he thinks, I'm going to call somebody else. You know, if I call somebody else, maybe they'll say, I don't need to take it. I don't
I
want.
feel like once you reach a certain net worth, your circle of doctors and specialists just opens up, and regular shit that could have been solved with like a chat GPT entry just gets dragged out. And you get rinsed of all your money, but it doesn't even matter.
to take it. And so let me hop from one doctor to the next until I find a doctor that says, no, it's all right. You don't need to take it.
Let's get a scan done. Here's the report from our head cardiologist, who's a very good friend of yours, and
Yeah.
he said, looks great. It is just an anatomical thing.
And so let's just unpackage this load of nonsense. It's an
His episode on JRE was one of the worst ever, in my opinion. Every word calculated to the max and no authenticity whatsoever. Yeah, but you could see right through it. I guess some people can't, which is a skill issue.
anatomical thing on this AI scan. The first scan says, hey, you need to take this medication and it's important. You need to do it right away. The second one says it's an anatomical thing. And so what exactly is an AI scan? Is it artificial intelligence? It's a magic, it's a robot? Is ChatGPT analyzed the scan and says, no, you don't need to worry. You don't need to take any medication. And you're going to go with that? Is this AI better than a human cardiologist? The dye test, it's conclusive. You don't need another test. When you have the mic drop, the dye test, all the other tests pale in comparison. Was it an MRI scan? You think that's better than the dye test? It's not. And if this was an anatomical thing, something that misformed at birth, anatomical, it's always been there, it would have made it very difficult for him throughout his childhood to place.
This is the dye test, chat. A coronary angiogram, or cardiac catheterization, is a procedure that uses a special dye, contrast material, and x-rays to visualize the heart's blood vessels.
Sports, to be active, to be fit. But we're talking about The Rock, an elite level athlete. And so how could it have been an
Dude, I hate his brand. Just a bowl with the horns on it.
anatomical thing that's been there congenitally since birth? But at the same time, he's a 6-foot+ mountain of muscle, jacked football superstar athlete. How are those two things possible?
It's not built up at all.
Yeah.
His valves look great.
Elite level athlete? You want to dive into that? Was he in the NFL or does he just play college? There's no shot he was a professional football player. No, he never made the NFL, but he was WWE.
Come back in 3 years.
It was such a relief. I don't
Elite level athlete, more like elite level juicer.
Need to take the medications. Finally, I found a doctor that said that the DICE test, that the mic drop test that knows for sure what's going on. They found another test, AI, and you're good, go away. And you know what? We looked at your cholesterol and well,
And what was amazing was, your cholesterol was actually pretty good. I mean, you had low HDL genetically, which is the good cholesterol.
that's, it's got to be that it's been that way since birth. It's probably in your family genetics, your history. Or could it be that he's on testosterone? HDL, as you know, gets lowered when you're
No shot.
using performance-enhancing drugs, namely steroids. Testosterone. How many of you think The Rock is natural? Do I have to keep reminding?
Don't they lie about his height too? I swear to God, everyone thinks that he's like 6'5", but when you see him standing next to people, it's just not true.
There's a 1 in a million chance he's natural. And so if you're his doctor and you see lower HDL, are you going to say, yeah, it's probably always been that way since birth? Or are you going to say, Rock, look me in the eyes. It's me and you. I'm your doctor.
Yeah. 6'5" Rock compared to 6'3" Will Ferrell. Huh? He's 6'2" tops.
You can't, I'm not going to rat you out. It's client confidentiality. Are you on steroids, Rock? Are you on testosterone, tren, any of this stuff? Rock could then say, yes, doctor, don't tell Coach Greg. I am on testosterone. Okay. The HDL is low because you're on testosterone. Even if it's just on HRT, even lower doses. HDL can be lower. But instead, he goes on this podcast and I believe lies deliberately. I don't believe that a doctor with 1.43 million followers with this level of experience looking at the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson sitting in front of him,
6'5" is his build pro wrestling height. They always give 3 inches.
50 plus pounds of muscle, and thinks he's 100% natural, that he's never taken any medications in his life,
Yeah, there's just no shot.
and that he's not actually on steroids when that's a clear side effect of taking performance enhancing drugs. And so it's impossible to have at least 1 in a million low HDL and normal cholesterol unless you're on a statin. And so are they lying? Is The Rock actually on a statin? Normal cholesterol, low HDL. And if you believe that The Rock has never lied in the past,
What are the side effects of statins? I know people get prescribed it for high cholesterol. Muscle pain, aches, severe discomfort, digestive issues, liver problems, and rhabdo. Great.
remember The Rock in that interview when he says, I've never had any candies before? Or, oh, better yet, remember when The Rock lied and said, this is the first time I've ever been in this fast food restaurant. I'm going to try these burgers out for the very first
We were just talking about this.
time. And there's video footage of him doing the exact same.
I wonder if that's paid advertising. I think it has to be. And it's an undisclosed ad, which would be illegal. Look at this quirk chungus ordering In-N-Out.
Video more than once on the
Can I sue him for that?
same restaurant years ago. The Rock has been caught lying.
When we did a deeper panel, you didn't really have
Why didn't Joe Rogan ask him about that? Why didn't he bust out the In-N-Out and see his reaction?
any of the risk factors. Your inflammation level was super low.
And so he says, you don't have any risk factors. Your inflammation's low, ApoA1C. What about the risk factor of steroids? Are we just going to avoid that, skip that out, avoid the elephant in the room, or has the prep?
Jamie, pull that up. 2017, The Rock says that it's his first time having In-N-Out. And then here we have him again in 2019, 2021, and 2023. Huh.
The Rock even lied to this doctor. Doctor, look at me. I'm 100% natural.
His coach is a roided out IFBB clown, but his trainee is natty. Let's see. Dave Rienzi. Is that his trainer? Yeah, it is. His longtime strength and conditioning coach and a former bodybuilder. The co-founder and chief health officer of Zoa Energy. God damn it, dude. There's also something fishy going on. Yeah. Yo, get this. Dave Rienzi has been Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's strength and conditioning coach for about 7 years, and in that time he has gone on to make headlines for being the man behind the former wrestler's impressive physique. But what many people probably don't know is that Rienzi is the 34-year-old is actually married to Johnson's ex-wife, Danny Garcia. Yo. How? Do you guys understand what I just said? The Rock's personal trainer married his ex-wife. And yes, Johnson is totally fine with it, hence the reason why Rienzi still has a job. While some fans still find it a bit bizarre, they have commended the men on their maturity. You see, if you have unlimited resources, you could probably find a better trainer. Maybe one that's not banging your ex-wife. Maybe you don't have to be Eskimo brothers with your personal trainer. That's just diabolical, dude. I'm not gonna be a cuck in any scenario.
Now, I know you probably heard of the Liver King, and he said he was natural, and he ended up not being natural, but I'm not the Liver King. I'm Michael Hearn. Me and Michael Hearn, the two of us are natural. And then The Rock, like Paul Saladino, he just believes it. This doctor being the doc of The Rock, how much money do you think he's going to make? Every friggin' guy that has money is going to be like, I want The Rock stock. They're on steroids.
Yo, is becoming a personal trainer the move?
I'm going to go see this doc, and hey, I've got problems with my heart. I got all this going on. I'll go see that doctor and say, hey, you don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. We'll treat the gut problems. And you're fine. You live forever. Just know, please consider the possible bias of this doctor.
All the bad cholesterol particles tend to be the result of eating too much starch and sugar, not necessarily fat.
Or is it lack of exercise? He's saying blame everything on sugar. Sugar is not inherently bad if you exercise off those calories. And so I'm going to do a bike race after this. Perhaps I'll burn 1,200 calories. If I consume a few hundred grams of sugar, do you really think that's going to ruin my metabolism? I'm not.
No, you need sugar for athletic performance. Talk to any high-intensity athlete or even endurance athlete. You're not running that shit on keto, I'll tell you that.
Not going to be healthy? Or is it people are eating hella licorice gummy bears and sitting around doing nothing and becoming obese? And if we're
Sugar's literally king for cardio, actually.
going to talk about what causes higher levels of cholesterol, it's more likely saturated fat than actually consuming sugar. But really, it's being obese and not exercising.
What was that biomarker
Yeah.
that connects to dementia? What is that? Can you talk a little bit about
this
that?
ApoE testing.
And so, yeah, you can get a test to see, are you at a greater risk?
You know what I don't like about rich retards? They act so amazed at like the smallest little bits of information. Versus if you're a true schizo wizard like myself, your thirst for knowledge never ends. So they're like, yeah, tell me about that. Yeah, okay. Oh, that sounds good. There's like no self-research or reflection.
Risk of developing dementia. And if you are, well, you should eat healthier, you should exercise, you should avoid alcohol. These are things that everyone should be doing anyway. If you do
Floyd Mayweather would down Pepsi after his workouts. I know.
these things, less likely to get cancer, less likely to be obese, less likely for everything. Being healthy.
That's not just a rich problem. Yeah, but it pisses me off when they're rich because it's like, how? How did you get in this position being this stupid?
Guess what? Last I checked, and yeah, it's still, let me see what time it is. It's still healthy. Being healthy is always healthy. It's better to do the good things than the bad things. 150 minutes of cardio a week, lifting weights, managing stress, going to sleep, avoiding drugs and alcohol. These are good things to do daily. You don't need a test to say, oh, you have this symptom and you might get this and that. All of you drinking alcohol, all of you abusing steroids, all are at risk. All of you should be optimally healthy right now. So how does knowing
This is why you need to be Mormon maxing.
that I'm more likely to get a problem help me when I'm already doing every single thing possible to avoid that in the first place? And so if anything, I'm now stressed out. Dang it. I got shitty ass genetics. I'm gonna die of a heart attack. So I get more stress, more cortisol. Guess what? I get the heart attack.
Utah soaks. Yeah, you can't be stressed as a Mormon. You get that hot, more mussy. You just live a delusional existence. Unlimited soda.
Even quicker. And there is, in fact, research where it's like the placebo effect or the positive mindset effect. If you have cancer, for example, and you believe in yourself and you think positive versus, oh, I'm doomed, those people live longer and better. And so always try to keep a positive mindset. And if you're getting all these tests ordered to find out, oh, I'm more likely to have Alzheimer's, I'm more likely to get this and get that and get that, when you're already doing everything possible to be healthy, it's not beneficial. So why would I want to know?
The Rock needs to go on a cut and become the Stone A lesser version of himself, but more flexible, mobile, dynamic, perhaps athletic. I don't understand why he needs to maintain 300 pounds lean.
Oh, that. It's not beneficial. Do you know who it benefits, though? The clinic, who then charges you for the blood work, charges you for the medications, charges you for everything. And so they're incentivized to test you.
He needs to go to the Batista route, stop roids, shrink down, become a method actor. There's actually a lesson in there. Because Batista's now taken seriously.
Harder than last time for everything. Imagine how much money The Rock's got. Hey, Rock.
The Rock's probably not 300. He's probably what? 245, 250?
Well, you know what? Instead of taking that medicine, that would be $1,000, pay that medicine. Why don't we do 15,000 tests and do every single other thing possible? It'll be $100,000, which makes them more money.
Well, Batista, to be fair, still gets clowned on, but at least he looks healthier.
So we now actually have even blood tests that are blood biomarkers. Some of the proteins.
I thought Batista had AIDS or something. He looks like an empty ball sack. Well, that's because you're used to seeing him look like a mutant freakazoid.
Get released when you
That's
have
right.
Alzheimer's in your blood. And we can look at that, and if you don't have that, you're clean.
You really think that just because that test says you're not going to get...
I mean, I would consider Batista a better actor than The Rock. The Rock just plays himself in every fucking movie.
Alzheimer's, you can't get it? What if you have a stroke? That would be like saying, hey, I went to the doctor, they checked out my heart, I did the scan, everything, and I can never die. I'm on Brian Johnson's blueprint plan. I'm going to live forever. I don't have to worry. And you walk out across the street with your eyes closed, you get hit by a truck. It doesn't work like that.
And so we found out you actually had what we call the jackpot gene.
And so cool, he paid a bunch of money, did a bunch of tests, and now he thinks he's invincible.
The Rock is a brown shirt archaeologist slash father in every movie. Yeah, that checks out.
I got the jackpot gene. I'm going to double the dose of my tren. This is bordering on eugenics. This is something the Nazis invented. What are we now going to exclude certain parts of the population that don't have these supreme genetics? It's ridiculous. And so this is what's bad from eugenics. Imagine this. All the insurance companies now demand all of these tests. Okay, you got to get these tests.
How did we get from The Rock being a fake natty to eugenics in a matter of 17 minutes? Huh?
And you find out, oh, you can't get health care because, well, it says here you're going to get dementia, and so we won't insure you. Oh, you
Did I miss something?
are most likely to have a heart attack. You're done.
You had like the ApoE2, which is a gene that means you kind of live a long time. You know, the people who like smoke and drink and live forever.
Yeah.
You're kind of one of those.
Frigging sucking off The Rock harder than last time.
That's good technique right there.
Bro, did you really need to add the twist? The twist and pull. I mean, how much slobbering are you doing right now? This is a simp.
You have a 2-3.
No amount of tequila.
Doing fucking backflips on that shit.
Oh, I don't know
It's
about that. There is an amount of tequila that can override your genes. That's for sure.
I mean, doesn't it sound like The Rock has been going from doctor to doctor to find the one doctor that tells him what he wants to hear,
That glazes him perpetually.
not what he needs to hear? Remember, I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. You want to hear you're good. You can drink as much of that tequila as you want. You do all the steroids in secret, don't tell anyone, and no problem. If he dies in 5 years, he dies in 5 years. Does it matter? He's made his money. The Rock's happy. But if he tells him the truth, levels with him, Rock, got to stop the steroids. It's not good. You can't be drinking alcohol, tequila. What are you talking about? It's class 1 car.
Yeah, he does have his own tequila company too. Terramana. I swear, if you're a millionaire and you want to go to a billionaire, you have to sell a beverage company for $1 billion. Who's that actor that did that? George Clooney.
Carcinogen. I know you sell it, make a lot of money from it, but it's killing people. Probably shouldn't do it.
Why do you think dudes in general are like that?
We see this as pretty classic in medicine.
Conor McGregor did it. Logan Paul's doing it. Kendall Jenner's doing it. Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura are doing it. Diddy did it.
They're more
But the original tech was George Clooney with Casamigos.
proactive about their health.
And so, of course, we know this. Women are more proactive about their health. Men, no, I'm tough. I wouldn't go to the doctor. I'm not going no matter what. The Rock's dad, literally, he explained this. And so what do you think the chances are? The Rock, he just doesn't want to know. Hey, you fixed my tummy, but do I really want to know what's going on in my heart? I don't want to get tested because ignorance is bliss. Have you ever heard of that statement? What you don't know, it can't hurt you. And so if he did do the test, found out the things, then maybe he'd have to stop. Trust me, I've coached a number of bodybuilders abusing performance-enhancing drugs, test, trend, and so on. And I'm telling them, I need to see your blood.
Do I need to come out with a beverage? I might have to.
No, I don't want to see it. Finally see it. You need to stop. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I don't know what to tell you. I've never seen blood work this bad. Well, I'm not stopping. I'll just cut out the trend. What do you mean you're not going to stop? They can't stop. These are guys that have been on trend 700 milligrams for a year straight. They don't care.
I wonder what the Rock's stack is. Test, HGH, minimum. Over the years, D-ball. You think he's trending, bruh?
Air. Heart attack. They still don't care. Oh, they'll go off cycle
Anavar.
for a while and they hop back on. Unbelievable.
Dude, it's just pancakes and Terramana.
Kind of tough through it, and he had all these aches and pains, refused to go see the doctor. He was 45 when he died.
What was the pain? Was it something?
Cancer.
Grandfather died, 45, cancer, refused to go and see a doctor. Case closed.
And we use very sophisticated AI to make the interpretation much more accurate, much higher resolution.
How much is the
$4.99.
And so here's the thing. This is a nonstop ad for the clinic to buy the scans and so on. $499.
Large pizza and brownies, cheat days. You know, we put in the sweat equity during the week, go to that iron temple. Now it's time to relax on the weekends with the cheat day. The Rock style. We're going in and out. We're going pancakes. We're going Terramana.
And I just looked. It's $3,999. Total body scan, the one that you want. That's a lot of money. And how much money do you think he's making? Millions. Millions of dollars. By pretending that if you get these tests, well, you're going to be healthy. Yay! Only you're not. And so here's the scam. You do the total body scan, and they're going to find something that's slightly off, and they're going to demand more tests. You spend more money.
Yeah, it's going to find the microplastics in my balls, the seed oils in my skin.
They do this, and you do that, and then in the end, doesn't even matter. And the end, oh, guess what? You have this gene, you might get Alzheimer's in 20 years, and so you have to do more cardio, eat healthier, and be healthy. I'm telling you for free right now, do the things that they're going to tell you to do in case you have the problem.
So based. Few.
Less alcohol, less drugs, sleep, cardio, lift some weights. It's simple. Be healthy. Stop being fat. Processed foods, less of those. Less shit. This is the solution, and it's for free. You shouldn't all be getting full body MRIs now. If you got cancer, they got to see if it's metastasis. Like, yeah, I get it. But everyone shouldn't just be like, oh.
Sleep? What are you, old or poor? I'm just kidding. I love my Helix sleep.
Oh, I'm getting a body scan. No.
Right? You're the Rock, which is invincible.
Yeah, sexiest man
unbreakable.
alive. I got a lot of...
Sexiest man alive.
And so The Rock, you know, The Rock is invincible until he's not. And I'm telling you, his Achilles heel is the fact that he's abusing performance-enhancing drugs.
Dude, no, he's not. He's natural. He said so himself.
He has stenosis of one of his main coronary vessels, and they downplayed the shit out of it and act like it's nothing. No big deal. The Rock, he doesn't take any medications, only based on what he said, it clearly shows likely taking a statin, the lower LDL. The fact his cholesterol is normal. The fact that The Rock has this much muscle, does anyone think that he's actually natural? But they avoid the elephant in the room. They don't discuss performance
He only eats salmon and broccoli. Well, besides the cheat days.
enhancing drugs. Do you not think this would be a much better video if The Rock, who's concerned with everyone's health,
The Rock goes sicko mode on his cheat days.
hey, get the test done. Get all the testing. Why doesn't The Rock say, do you know what? I probably shouldn't have used steroids. I am 53, and now that I look back on it, they were dangerous. And so...
Dude, please, I need some of you to tell me when my neck fold starts coming in. That cannot happen, bro. I swear to God. You got to keep me in check. Because the second that happens, you guys are going to start swiping debit and credit cards on the back of my fucking head.
Expect The Rock to now get winded on activities he used to be able to do. Perhaps during his training session, he's the toughest man in the room. He's up at 4:30, but he can no longer lift what he once lifted. He can't put out the
Maybe I already have the fold. I just have long hair.
same level of cardio. Shortness of breath, he's getting tired. Oh, it's just because I'm old. Or is it because his blood vessel is no longer patent? It's being blocked. Less blood flow is circulating through it, and so he's now at a disadvantage.
People think of you as sort of invincible, and even your name, like The Rock, is sort of emblematic of that.
Who is this zesty shaman, bro? I swear, I just need to fucking grift. It's too easy out here. Why am I playing life on veteran nightmare hellscape difficulty?
The pressure of that, Doc. We
pressure,
gotta talk
I
about
know.
that. Jesus
I know, it's
Christ.
hard.
And so he says, The Rock is invincible. The Rock answers,
Why are all of these doctors like Scientology adjacent? You know what I'm talking about?
the pressure of that. The pressure to use steroids, to have that invincible look. He's The Rock. He needs to look like one. Rock hard muscle. The Rock is a superstar actor with hundreds of millions of followers, one of the most famous men in the world. Imagine the difference it had made if he had said, you know what? I'm not natural. I want to admit to everyone. But he did not.
But you've been really vulnerable.
They wouldn't take advice from a poor.
Well, here, you shared your medical story, you shared what's going on, you shared some of the fears you've had, some of the stuff in your family.
Is that like a streetwear stethoscope? Do you guys see that? On his neck? Is that what that is?
I feel like this is not being vulnerable whatsoever. Hey, they did a test on me, and I said, this is bullshit. I'm The Rock. I'm invincible. I found another doc to do some AI test, say, I'm also still invincible. And how is it vulnerable to say, I have the superior gene. You can drink and smoke and live forever? That's not vulnerable.
Technically speaking, rocks are always natural.
Vulnerable is saying, I abuse steroids, and it's dramatically likely shortening my life. I did this test, and it's too late. It sucks. I have this, I have that. Not, I don't have this, I don't have that. That is not vulnerable. How is he being vulnerable? Oh, I'm The Rock and I did a bunch of tests. Turns out I'm freaking fantastic.
Well, I just want to thank you for being so courageous, for leaning into your own
thank you,
health,
man.
for actually using your voice to raise awareness about this.
Notice that they did not do an exercise stress test. Instead, did this
I thought he's wearing a chain of a stethoscope, but upon further reflection, probably not.
AI form of examination. And so, what makes more
Even his convo with his doctor is performative. That's insane. Why would you have a conversation with your doctor on social media? What are we even doing here? Why do I feel like it's probably another ad? Because that's all fucking The Rock does.
sense? The low-hanging fruit, the exercise stress test, or let's use some AI testing and make an ad so that thousands of people also want to do this. It's The Rock with the doc. People
He literally can't come off steroids because his body would change so drastically that they would think that he's either sick and he would stop being The Rock. Ideologically, it's the death of ego.
are going to flock to this in groves, paying thousands of dollars and avoiding what we already know to be true. And so, Rock, please be careful. And so, rather than using performance-enhancing drugs, Turk Builder Max.
I'm being sold to. I'm sitting through a VSL. Will Turk Builder Max make me look like The Rock, or is that only reserved for Turk Platinum?
It's natural, it's legit, and if you don't trust me, don't believe me, you think it's snake oil, money back guarantee, and a $20 gift card. If you have lower levels of
A
testosterone,
$20 gift card so that I could buy more Turk.
we got G-Test Max, G-Test Platinum. We have GLP Max to help control your weight.
The Rock needs Platinum. Hundo P.
Looking for pre-workout, you can get Blue Lobstered, of course. You remember the Blue Lobster? I've got him a Charmuta, the Blue Lobster crab.
Whoa. Universes are colliding. That was a John Bravo reference. Holy buckets. Is he allowed to say that?
They have lots of fun times in the recording studio. Perhaps one day they'll make a baby. Guys, I strongly suggest you get the Blue Lobster. You can get Solidricide. It's an amazing new ingredient inside, and wow, what a difference it makes. Get it faster than last time, harder than last time. Delta Sleep, pre-workouts, protein. We got it all. Get to the website. If you're interested in coaching by me and my team.
I gotta come out with Philion Pharmaceuticals. It's the only way. I need to start printing money.
Not this doctor, the Rock with the doc, with Coach Greg. Apply by clicking the link in the description, and you can get your blood work read, make the changes that you need. You have FaceTime with Coach
Call me Dr. Phil, that's right.
Greg, unlimited text messaging. You have weekly check-ins. You're going to get the diet, the training, everything that you need. If you're interested, and remember, the prices are dramatically reduced, click the link in the description. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video if you like. Don't forget to watch one of those two boops. Cookbooks, training books, Hard Last Time clothing line, the 1 in a million shirts, all of it. Get to the website. And until next time.
Join Harder Than Last Time and make Soylent Green Pre? Yo. Why would that go so hard?